Earth, a magical, giving planet. But as humans, do we even notice how much we are taking? The way that we are creating and consuming food on Earth is incredibly problematic for our environment, and our current practices are simply not sustainable enough to be continued. Far more energy and consumption goes into producing meat than most people are aware of. The food system we currently have in place is responsible for 1/4 of all greenhouse gas emissions, uses about 70% of our fresh water resources, and occupies nearly 40% of all of our land surface. 80% of the land dedicated to food production is used for animal farming, while only 20% is used to grow plants and grains. However, animal farming only puts out about 18% of the calories that the world consumes daily. Animal farming accounts for nearly 15% of the greenhouse gas emissions on Earth, which is comparable to the amount of gas emissions given off by cars, trains, and planes. Long story short, we aren't being efficient in the way that we produce food. Cows are the biggest emission contributors in our food system. They produce gases that are full of methane, which is 25 times more harmful to the atmosphere than carbon dioxide. Raising red meat animals like cows also requires a lot of feed. In fact, it takes 10 kilograms of feed to grow a cow by 1 kilogram of weight. If we ate these grains ourselves rather than feeding them to cows, we could cut out a lot of the emissions that the animals produce. However, we can't blame the animals or the farmers. The average American is eating nearly twice the amount of red meat that they need to, according to doctors. Americans are under the impression that heavy meat makes a meal, but doctors have repeatedly told us that this is not the case. There are loads of nutrients that people are missing out on that are found in fruits, vegetables, and plant-based alternatives to meat. Now, I'm not asking you to go full vegan, not even full vegetarian, but heading towards a more white meat and plant-based diet is the direction that we all need to go in if we want to keep our planet in a livable condition. Chickens only require 15% of the amount of food that cows need to produce the same amount of meat. Being that chickens are smaller than cows, they require less land to grow as well. Fish require even less feed and land for the same amount of output. White meat products make far less of an impact than red meat products, making their farming much more sustainable. People should be more mindful of the environmental effects of their food choices. We are all